Welcome back to the LCS, where it looks like everyone has gone to the bathroom. I mean,
I'm sure they're
you know
discussing.
what? Yeah, it's already been some time. If you take the opportunity, you gotta go. You gotta go. Get it out. Maybe you're frustrated. I don't know.
Or they're just
It'll help.
discussing, overall what the next game's gonna look like.
Yeah.
That too. Get energy back in you.
Hydrate.
We did, according to our producers, hear that they will be playing with the same draft. So
Yes.
essentially, the game's going to be remade, but the draft, as we've heard thus far, will be exactly the same as it was at the start of Game 5.
Okay,
Now that we're into Game 6.
there it is.
Best of 7, yeah.
Any thoughts on that one so far, Treats, going into the next game?
I think it's definitely the most fair outcome. I think remaking a full draft is pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mind games that goes on. So I feel like just playing out the same draft makes the most sense. I think honestly just swap to Guardian on Braum instead of Spellbook and make sure it doesn't happen again. Obviously you should be able to play with anything, but maybe if it's a pretty tricky bug, then might as well just play Guardian and play it out from there.
As we see players starting to return, I've heard Gabby is standing by with C9's M&S, who's quickly becoming the LCS's biggest fan. I see him just coming to games.
That's exactly right, Emily. I've got M&S. What's up?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you. As a fan, you're a different person. Right.
Today I'm random.
Yeah, you're just a random.
Yeah, I'm really appreciated to be broadcast. Oh, it's my first time.
That's the camera.
What should I do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking into the mic very well. So good job, good job.
Thank you.
What made you decide to come here and be a fan today? I got you. I got you. Deep breath. Yeah.
So, what is the question?
What made you want to be a fan today on your day off, coming down to the LCS where you work?
Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of any other team today. Maybe Gori or CoreJJ.
Didn't you have a Gori sign at one point?
Yeah.
So wouldn't you?
Oh my God! What's up? Today you're insane. Yeah.
Talking to Licorice, for those of y'all that didn't see the shot of Licorice coming down onto the stage. What is I know you're a fan, M&S, but I'm gonna pretend that you're a pro player.
Sure.
If you were a pro player, what's the longest pause that you've been a part of, or longest kind of tense moment? Only for player, M&S.
Only for player, I don't know. Maybe it'll be awful or kind of awkward.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that emotion. Like when I have really free win draft, like I personally think for GG was really free win draft. Like TR therefore was really forcing to engage to kill someone, but GG had like 3 really good front lane, and then they have out range, outscaling them, and like everything was really way better than TR draft. So if I was GG, I feeling pretty depressed, but I hope they will make another really good game for best of 5. So I hope Riot make silver scripts. Like, yeah. Or maybe you can like. Anyway, it was good. Yeah.
I think you're the smartest fan I've ever talked to. You know a lot about the game.
Yeah, I know.
I also was complimenting you on your digs. You're wearing a full white outfit down to the shoes, the laces. I know you can only see part of it on the camera. Oh, there we go. Nice and stylish.
Thank you.
Did you put a lot of thought into what you were going to wear when you came to the LCS today?
Actually, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know today had like this finger situation. So I'm proud of me, like not taking something like bad hood and then like something comfort, something close and looks like nerd. So I'm proud of me.
Oh, nerd. What do you think the nerdiest thing you can wear is? I know a lot of people wear Crocs.
Just random C9 clothes. When I usually get. Oh, listen. Don't be mad, Jack. So like, I get like just free clothes, right? When I go team, and I get like something looks bad but comfort, like that. But I think I had best decision.
Today, best decision.
Yeah, cut.
All right, M&S, before I let you, sink back into fandom, because I know you pretend you don't have matches to play later, but I know that we all do.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were feeling Golden Guardians draft. Do you feel that they're going to win Game 5 now with the complete reset, starting the game all over?
Yeah. Other than that, like their draft was always good. I felt like so. I don't know. Maybe Pyosik can 1v9 or just GG win. 3 Koreans versus 3 Koreans.
Which do you think will end up playing Cloud9 in the grand finals?
Sorry?
Which do you think of any of the teams, whether it's Golden Guardians, Team Liquid, or Energy?
Yeah, actually,
which one makes it to the finals? You don't care?
Actually, I don't care. Yeah.
So who do you think, though? Who do you think of all of them you'll face, even if you don't care who it is?
Freewin? Matt?
Yeah?
I think it's Freewin.
Oh,
Just
Freewin?
both
So
of-
Freewin,
both teams.
just anyone.
Yeah, just anyone, like any team, like.
Nice prediction. Yeah. They can't hear you, so they think
Yeah.
they're saying nice things
Yeah,
about.
they're a pretty good team. I will really play. Sorry, I think it's Freewin. We can't lose. Sorry, be cocky, but we will make another trio in grand finals. So.
Oh, all right. Lots to look forward to for New Jersey in the next weekend. We, of course,
Yeah.
do have another game to get through to determine the last team to be attending finals weekend. I'll let you sit back down. You've got a great crowd here that's been hanging out. I'm going to say thank you all for hanging with us here in game number 5. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. And thanks for hanging with me, M&S.
Thank you so
First
much.
time talking ever.
Thank you.
All right, Lounge. What do you think's going on today?
Welcome back. Thank you, Gabby, and totally not C9 mid laner M&S for their predictions.
Fan
Just fan M&S, who happens to know a lot about the game.
Yep.
Says that he's going to be a part of a 3-0 stomping grand finals.
That's a fun. That's a funny interview.
Yeah, that was
great.
good.
Honestly, much love to M&S for that one in the crowd. The crowd's been great so
Yeah.
far the entire day, so only want to reward them from another game. And as you can see behind the players, we're just peeking onto the screens.
Yep.
I'm liking what I see here. It feels like we're already back on the Rift.
Yeah, it is going to be the exact same draft as we said. Huhi had the choice to take Unsealed Teleport again, and if there's a bug, he plays through it. He has chosen to opt into that. Gonna chuck it to casters.
All right, we're back. Huhi is risking it, taking the Unsealed Spellbook Summoner again. He said, fool me once, shame on all of us.
Huhi just really wants us to go the full distance of a best of 7 games.
Obviously, it really sucks what happened, both in terms of for fans, the enjoyment for players, having to deal with that, keep your mental strong, all that stuff. I will say, game circumstance-wise, thank God it was basically even. It was 2 kills in favor of Team Liquid, I believe it was, but the gold lead was even, more or less, I think a couple hundred in the favor of Golden Guardians. I do think we talked about gold. That was one of the better early games for Team Liquid. So for them, I think it might feel a little worse. But at the end of the day, like that is not as bad as some remakes have been. We have had some very, very unfortunate circumstances in the past. This one was still relatively early into the game and a relatively even game.
Yeah, the game had not been decided quite yet. There's arguments for some momentum, but here Team Liquid are going to still feel just as confident playing out how their composition wants to acquire this last game as a victory. As this time around, it seems like similar starts for both junglers, bot side start and clearing towards the top side.
Yeah, so it's a rehash for anyone who might have joined during that pause and seen the conclusion, but might have missed some of the earlier games. Team Liquid did win game 1 and game 2. They ran very similar compositions to this. A lot of dive focus. Viego for Pyosik has been incredible. APA's Neeko has been pretty good as well. And even though they didn't win the 3rd game and they fell quite far behind, they were still able to win some team fights with this similar composition. It is slightly different. Braum is an adaptation. The Gwen is an adaptation. And then in games 4, that was one where it was pretty much Golden Guardians favored the whole way. They did try that C9 Kindred Ash Melio comp. That didn't go Team Liquid's way on blue side, so they went back to red side for game 5
Right.
to run a very similar draft to what they had run in some of the other games.
And so far, this time around, CoreJJ taking a huge chunk from huhi and Stixxay. They were able to hit level 2 first and taking advantage of that level lead. As once again, it is similar to how things played out in the first version of this game, Stixxay and huhi getting the huge wave crash and the push.
Yeah, this is something where Golden Guardians comp has the advantage for the most part in the lane phase with the double marksman composition. Braum Ezreal is very strong, like you said. The first time we watched this lane phase, it did go their way, but they did a good job of staying equal in farm, and there was some skirmishes up in the top side. Someone absorb some pressure. That's something else that's happened quite a bit is a lot of River's early ganks have gone top, but they have been pretty hit or miss on if they work. Licorice had an incredible game 4, absolutely dumpstering Summit on the K'Sante-Ornn matchup. This time around, K'Sante-Gwen, not very K'Sante favorite, obviously, and so Summit looking to get revenge for a pretty brutal game 4.
Yeah, and it still looks similar to how it was playing out in the first version as well. Summit taking quite the CS advantage over Licorice, as in the mid lane, Gori is trying to fight for Cryo at the moment, but APA had 2 potions, whereas Gori only had 1. So the sustained advantage is looking to be APA favored.
Yeah, I saw some people wondering why APA keeps going Kai'Sa. He always chooses the Kai'Sa camouflage. Pretty sure it's just for the auto attack animation. And then also when you're in, the kind of camouflage form, you get the health pool of, I'm pretty sure, the person that you're following. So he just looks like he has a lot more health because it is a much more aggressive mid lane matchup than it is bot lane. So Yeon usually looks healthier. Just makes it a little bit harder to know exactly where he's at after potting up while disguised.
It's always nice to see if you can just test the memory of Gori as well. huhi all by himself, but able to use Stand Behind Me to jump to a minion and get out of harm's way. Pyosik is set up here for early vision control, trying to see if they can bum rush a first dragon right on spawn.
Yeah, I can't remember who got first dragon last.
I think it was Golden Guard.
It was 1-for-1 in dragons, I know.
Yeah. I want to say Team Liquid got the second dragon and Golden Guardians got the first.
Yeah, I think you're right. They used their pressure from mid and bot to do that. We'll see if they try and make a similar play here. Licorice having a bit better of a trade this time around in the top side of the map, getting the shove. I remember last time he was pretty much perma pushed into his side of the lane phase.
Definitely seems more even for Licorice this time around as well. Both mid laners expending their TPs. CoreJJ is here for a potential look as he catches now Gori already using the rocket jump. CoreJJ is going to speed on through. Who is going to use flash first? CoreJJ could look for the shattering strike into stun, and that's the flash trade. Gori's down flash.
Yeah, flash for flash there. CoreJJ, I think, tried to jump and crash down on the far side of the wall. I don't know if that was a visual bug from the spectator or not, but it looked like he didn't get the full distance that you normally do. Got shorted on the wall and had to commit his flash. But flash for flash, either way, does hopefully push a bunch of pressure off of APA. It's one of the things in these kinds of aggressive matchups where you're rocket jumping in. You can do that because you always have flash as your other escape in your back pocket. And once you lose that, it becomes a lot harder to take the aggressive rocket jumps forward to keep trading. I mean, you can do it. It's just, you might die now if the enemy team is there looking for a repeat gank like that. The plus side for Golden Guardians is during that time, River and huhi have started working down this dragon.
Yep. Sacking the pressure from bot lane as CoreJJ made that attempt for mid lane pressure. Golden Guardians easily able to pick up the first dragon of the game. Still well ahead before the Rift Herald spawns in just a couple more minutes.
And last time we watched Game 5, it was a pretty slow-paced early game until a Rift Herald skirmish. It feels like we are basically actually remaking this game. We might be watching the Chrono Break. I can't tell because this is very similar where it was an even gold lead 6 minutes in, as I remember. You see Golden Guardians take the first dragon. We'll get this Rift Herald fight. Team Liquid will go 2-for-0 in it, but then lose the Rift Herald on the tail end of it because they get shoved out. So yeah, there you go. There's the next couple minutes for everyone who might have missed it the first time around.
Nice. Well, can check out a bit, maybe get some popcorn, and don't do that. I'm just joking. There's always the potential for a wrench to be thrown in the works here for either Team Liquid or Golden Guardians to shift up the flow here. There's no dragons to be taken quite yet, but Pyosik spots the control ward, so he's just trying to blanket out some of the vision on this bottom side of the map, whereas River already taking up the works to look for this crab. And while Gori is still down flash, River constantly hovering Gori to make sure that he is not under pressure and continuously pushing into APA under the tower.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of Pyosik yet this game, and he had been slightly more proactive than this. He hasn't been necessarily popping off getting first blood every single game, but usually looking for some more opportunities. This time around, it seems more on the full farm-focused mode. See if he can start getting involved, because he was one of the critical carries in the mid to late game where APA would often go in with the setup and the knock-up. Yeon would go flying in on Kai'Sa. They would assassinate one person with Pyosik, and he would start resetting through the fight.
It's a nice wave crash as Gori was able to catch APA off of a reset. Looks like that's a huge lead in the mid lane so far. Even despite the summoner disadvantage, Gori is mounting up quite the lead. About 30 seconds away from Rift Herald. Still only a couple hundred gold in advantage of Golden Guardian, so it's still very even from both sides. Neither team has really set up a ton of building blocks to establish control for Rift Herald so far. Team Liquid might be the first ones to transition on over.
It looked like huhi was going to recall, and I thought head topside for that Rift Herald, but he actually canceled that one to stay bot lane. There is some prio in topside, potentially for Summit if he gets a good trade or two to force Licorice back, and then you can maybe use that to transition into the Rift Herald. But without any other natural advantages other than the flash being down on Gori, it does feel like it's a bit hard to brute force, and as the response, River is actually the one to kick it off.
Pyosik does have a level lead over River, but he still has access to Glacial Prison, so that's a powerful tool. Gori's the first one to join up here in the Rift Herald. And huhi with the Unsealed Spellbook is taking the teleport, so he's going to make it here first before CoreJJ. This should be Golden Guardian's favorite, but Summit and Pyosik trying to see if they can look for a steal. APA, Pop Blossom Flash! Pyosik stole the Rift Herald as well. Can they look for a re-engage? Golden Guardians are being forced back here. It doesn't seem that there is an opportunity for Team Liquid to jump on them, but man, what a win for TL.
Team Liquid able to steal that one away. Does cost APA his flash for trying to find the re-engage opportunity there. Not able to get it done, but still a nice little sneak away for them. You saw also the side of Yeon and CoreJJ making their way up. Here we see it one more time. Someone's going to kick this off, going to start throwing the needlework out, just trying to chip them down a little bit. And it looks like Pyosik just wins the smite fight, potentially. We'll see how low it gets. I was watching the right side of the fight initially to see. And yeah, just
wow.
930, I don't think I saw another number. Just all that damage went flying in. Pyosik's able to walk away with it. And for the most part, not too bad for Golden Guardians to get out without losing anything else. We'll see where they choose to use this. I would hope for Summit. We've seen them sometimes actually opt to break mid out as opposed to funneling it into Summit. But this is definitely the game where I think getting a Gwen to her first item is huge because it's so awkward prior to Riftmaker.
And then once those item spikes start rolling in for the Gwen, it just becomes even more difficult for the K'Sante to hold his own as well in that side lane matchup. We know that it's a pressure point that Team Liquid historically through this summer have really been leaning on for Summit to make use of. Game 4 in the tank-on-tank matchup didn't really go that way for him, but now on the Gwen this time might be able to change it.
Yeah, it's hard because Licorice has been incredible all playoffs. Even the loss in the upper bracket to NRG, he has been one of the guys for this team, able to make things happen. Was instrumental in the Game 4 win. We'll see if they can get an advantage on him, because right now he's doing pretty well in this matchup. Like you said, it starts getting worse and worse as time goes on, and Gwen starts picking up more items. The true damage able to punch right through that, but so far looking quite good. And the gold lead up to 1,000 now for Golden Guardians. If Team Liquid don't get a good Rift Herald charge off, you know, that would only be able to neutralize the gold lead.
So much. Nice trade from Summit, preventing Licorice from getting a clean reset off, and the needlework comes out. Is Licorice pressured to look for a flash here? Doesn't look like it. As Pyosik potentially finding Gori. Dragon has spawned, but neither team really set up to take it right away.
TL do have the first teleport coming up from the top side, slightly ahead of Licorice. Worth noting, huhi after teleporting does indeed have exhaust. Summoner Spellbook looking good so far.
Send the clone out, the Rift Herald guarantees the charge. Only one plate for the members of Team Liquid, so not all 2 plates. Not a ton of gold in their pockets, but the temporary priority allows them to move into the river first. They already secured the crab, so they have some vision here. As Licorice looks for the all-out here, and Summit takes another turret shot, is forced to back away here. It looks like a teleport coming in from Gori, Team Liquid. Not all members quite yet on the Dragon as Yeon is starting to pour on in. Gori with the teleport has joined the fight as well. 3,000 HP. Licorice, does he have teleport ready? He does. He can answer as Summit, but now Summit might be forced to flash here, but he dodges the Glacial Prison, and the second Dragon is secured for Team Liquid. No one goes down.
Licorice did not blow his TP critically there, so while Team Liquid is able to equalize the Dragons, they did not have to spend many resources to contest it. Very risky teleport for Summit, given that his ultimate was on cooldown in that trade, and Gwen without her ultimate this early on in the game is not very useful in 5v5 situations. Golden Guardians made the decision to collapse onto him. Summit really gave away a lot to secure his team that Dragon, losing his flash, losing his teleport, losing a bunch of minions to this top turret. I kind of like how Golden Guardians were able to play that one out. A single Dragon is not the end of the world, and it will put Licorice in a very nice position in this tough matchup.
Might just be enough to see if he can secure maybe a third plate here, and he at least guaranteed 2. And Summit doesn't really have pressure on him. Needlework not available yet. Yeah, 3 plates for Licorice. Oh, what a huge swing of gold for him. As now Licorice, as long as he can stay ahead of the Gwen, it's not going to be as difficult for him to pin her down in the side lane.
Yeah, 600 gold lead right now. Obviously, with the Riftmaker done, Summit is still quite strong. You don't necessarily want to 100-0 fight him all the time, but at the very least, like you said, it does make it harder for Summit to get these leads. They also use that Rift Herald mid, which does mean the goal was funneled more into APA than it was into Summit. And still looking for our first blood. I think a combination of the nerves, the fact that we are on the precipice of a reverse sweep, that both teams are fighting for their lives to continue playing on in the season, make it to New Jersey, make it straight through to Worlds. So much on the line here, and to have that awkward, long pause, remake situation, same picks, but new early game. You can kind of feel, I think, the tension going on right now.
Yeah, both teams being very meticulous and careful about how they're picking their fights. Other than that Rift Herald engage, no one went down, because as soon as APA burned the flash pop blossom, the rest of Golden Guardian said, all right, fine, they got Rift Herald. We're not dropping anyone. We're not risking anything. Both teams just being extremely cautious.
Nice little trade there by Summit too. Licorice is TP'd back already and getting chunked out yet again. Getting closer to level 11 for the Gwen. The gold lead is in Golden Guardian's favor. I think listening to Treats talk about it and thinking about it, it does feel like their comp does have the advantage as we continue to scale throughout the game with the double marksman and extremely beefy front line. We saw plenty of times that Team Liquid's comp functions fine from behind as long as they're able to get onto the backline members of Golden Guardians and have all the reset potential, especially stealing the Tristana body. Nice body block by Core there to stop the recall from getting interrupted. But Gori has just continued to hammer down these turrets, almost up to a 30 CS lead now.
Potentially a dive in the works here. River and huhi starting to fade on over to the bottom side of the map. APA starting to take caution here. They have CoreJJ in the jungle just to make sure that he can at least aid as another additional man, but because River is shown on the bottom side of the map, Pyosik is going to see if he can try and burn this Rift Herald down.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Guardians, they're collapsing now. We'll see if they can get here in time. Gori doesn't have his TP, APA does, so he's having to run all the way up the river. They might get here, but here comes the teleport.
Yeah, and that's APA's teleport. Not a flank angle, but at least he can just prevent Golden Guardians from being able to get in. The Rift Herald is secured. Yeon forced to use Cleanse from the Glacial Prison. And now the rest of Golden Guardians, do they want to inch on forward? CoreJJ is super low. Flash forward from huhi. They want to pick this fight. Summit doesn't have flash anymore. APA pop blossom, and now here comes the resets as well. First blood for Summit. Can they look for more? They've already found one, but Stixxay is the one firing around on back. The Pyosik looking for the Q flash, trying to interrupt Stixxay, and now he turns his eyes on huhi. Stixxay is isolated by Yeon. huhi is not long for this world, but the true shot barrage is not damage. Gori from over the wall is able to take out Pyosik, and he jumps right into CoreJJ, but he gets clipped in the air by Yeon. What a bloody fight.
The tension finally breaks. It's a 4-for-3 in favor of Golden Guardians.
The flash forward from Yeon steps up and gets a kill onto Stixxay in the face of huhi.
Equalizes the kills, 4-4. Yeon, the rookie of the year, stepping up to find those kills. Such a close fight. You can see how dangerous it was for Golden Guardians here. Yeon loses his cleanse early, which allows CoreJJ to get focused down ahead of the rest of the team. He has to flash out of this situation as they're trying to finish him, and Summit is alone in the front line, getting people low. Great needlework, even through the exhaust. APA lands the follow-up knockup, and it looks initially like we're in reset city mode here potentially, but APA drops and Summit drops right away. We're in this 3v3 situation, and huhi just is so hard to kill. He has the stopwatch to stop that reset. Then over the wall, you can just see them pelting away at him, and Gori free-firing just with enough range to make that happen. But CoreJJ rejoins the fight, the absolute hero play to lock Gori down with the ultimate and Q to get him low. And then here, Stixxay just doesn't think that he has flash still probably, and ends up getting blown up.
Oh, another fight. River's caught out in the river. Oh my goodness, Team Liquid being able to get a pick off screen. No jungler for the side of Golden Guardians. That's the third dragon for the taking. It'll be the second one belonging to Team Liquid.
Yeah, I went back to rewatch how that happened, just contesting some vision control, and Pyosik was camping the brush, lands the W on top of him, and they just blow him up. And like you said, another kill in Team Liquid's favor, second dragon going their way, and getting some map pressure back on their side. Golden Guardians, as soon as he drops though, go to the weak side of the map for Team Liquid, start getting some more gold into Licorice's pockets, excuse me, be absolutely critical to make sure that they have some pressure in these side lanes.
And it's first brick awarded to Golden Guardians, but even with all that, the gold lead is just slightly under 1,000 for Golden Guardians, as now a turret and the Rift Herald charge is going to equalize the gold here for Team Liquid. A second charge is in the works.
Trying to scare them a little bit with these Hex Flashes, the clones. It's something that makes Neeko very hard to play into. It's something that we've kind of stopped talking about a little bit with how long we've seen her now, but still just increases the reaction time for everyone playing against her to know, is this the clone? Is this a real thing? Is this a disguised champion? You're not quite sure. And when people are Hex Flashing over walls, sometimes you can trick people into going for flashes or blowing ultimates in defense. And
yeah,
it was a nice little attempt there as they got their second Rift Herald charge in, but Golden Guardians stood strong, got the turret back, 1,000 gold lead back in their pocket with the bot lane split push.
And now both outer turrets on side lanes have been destroyed. That means it's going to be even more difficult to protect this mid turret, because anytime you have waves pushing on those side lanes, Golden Guardians can start to collapse within and break the backbone of that structure.
Man, this is such a tense game right now. The gold is exactly where both teams want it. 2-1 and 2 for the double marksman composition of Golden Guardians. On the flip side for Team Liquid, Yeon super fed with the 3 kills. Able to catch up and farm now, so he's basically even with Stixxay. And then Pyosik is somewhat online, 1-1 and 2. He was huge in these resetting fights to be one of the main carries. APA, he's utility, man. He's chilling. As long as he's got his rocket belt and his ultimate up, he's ready to go. And he does such a good job of finding those opportunities. In that last fight, yet again, it was kind of him that helped turn it around with Summit.
Yeah, despite being behind the curve in terms of overall item scaling, since Gori has such a fantastic laning phase and being able to hit spikes faster, it's just all about facilitating the rest of the carries on Team Liquid. And APA has been able to find those moments time and time again in this series. We don't have another Dragon spawn for 3 minutes, but the Rift Herald, or sorry, excuse me, the Baron will be coming up in 45 seconds as Team Liquid start to wind things down and get ready for the next objective.
Very strong Baron taking for both teams, though probably will not be brute forcing it in the 5v5. Golden Guardians do have a lot of DPS, so for Team Liquid's side, while they have this burst potential, if they ever flub and engage and you end up stun locked in front of Sejuani and Braum, it's very hard to get out. You're not very tanky. You're just getting pelted down and you start giving a lot of kills over. This is, for Team Liquid, high execution comp, but they've made it work in the past. We'll see if they can do it again here. Pyosik overloading the bot side of the map. Gonna get some gold into APA's pockets.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Side tier 1 turret falls. Gori jumps right onto APA, and they look for the Pop Blossom. I don't know if Gori thought that they could just get the kill. I don't know if he thought River and Huhi were going to be able to collapse faster than that, but just underestimating the damage output of Pyosik and APA.
Huge mistake there by Gori. I'm not quite sure why he did that. Pyosik was hitting the turret right before that, so you knew he was in the area. Like you said, might have just thought that the rest of his team could have got there faster, and ends up giving over a free kill. It's not the end of the world, like, because there's no neutral objectives up, really, like you were talking about, but just continuing to funnel gold over after they broke that turret means the gold lead is now in Team Liquid's favor.
Completely flabbergasting. Like you said, not the end of the world. Gold lead still even for both teams, but this is the last game of the series, and those kind of mistakes can be so punishing, as Licorice almost prepping for an all-out isolation over the wall, but CoreJJ and APA are here as reinforcements as they're starting to surround Licorice. River's here to look for a counter re-engage.
Really nice chunk there, APA and Summit combining together, hitting Licorice under the turret, getting him low. River's running defense as the rest of Golden Guardians collapse, but I don't think they'll be able to save this turret.
That tier 1 turret is gone, and Team Liquid will be able to outmatch in terms of turrets taken down. Baron is still alive for the taking as Team Liquid start to knock out the vision that belongs to Golden Guardians, and they're just going to take it on spawn.
They're just going to force it. They have the teleport for Gori. They want to see him actually commit to this, and they're doing it super quickly. Like we said, so much damage on the side of Team Liquid.
3,000 HP. River can't get into it. 2,002 shot for Raj. It is secured by Pyosik, and now CoreJJ giving his life to make sure the rest of Golden Guardians cannot catch out the members of Team Liquid, but Gori's on the chase. He's already teleported in, and rocket jumping in. Summit is not found, though, by Golden Guardians, and it looks like all 4 members will be able to get out.
What a gutsy shot call by Team Liquid there. knowing that they have the damage. Whoa, aggressive TP in the middle of everyone.
There's nose protection. Summit is forced to flash, and then a teleport is coming in from APA. He has Pop Blossom right on spawn. He looks for the knockup. Gori's able to buffer it with the rocket jump, and he's out of there. But the rest of Team Liquid, do they want to look for a chance to repounce? Multiple members are looking for resets here as Summit and APA are forced to base.
Double teleport, double flash burn by the soul laners of Team Liquid trying to stop that push. Very, very greedy of them. Also gives a path for Golden Guardians to retreat back onto the Dragon. Team Liquid still don't feel like they want to give up on the play, though.
Yeah, but you're down a Pop Blossom, you're down multiple ways of engaging. CoreJJ doesn't have Magnastorm, and he's nowhere near the play. This Ocean Dragon belongs to Golden Guardians, and Yeon's got to be careful if Golden Guardians step too far forward.
Looks like we might see a disengage from the situation here. Very over-aggressive out of Team Liquid, I would say. You can just take that Baron, reset onto the map, and try and contest the Dragon potentially, but because they tried to defend the turrets, they lose the Dragon as well, evening it out 2-2. Now they're finally reset onto the map, though, and starting to break more turrets with this Baron buff.
Looks like the Red Bull Baron buff is able to find another turret in the mid lane, as you called out. So far, just above an 1,000 gold lead, making it 2.2k ahead for Team Liquid, as now trying to make sure that Licorice cannot fight for vision in this bottom jungle quadrant.
Definitely getting a little scrappy here, but will eventually retreat. And I gotta say, you can just feel, again, the kind of mental exhaustion that some of these guys are going through with Gori making that oopsie in the bot side. Team Liquid making a great call for the Baron, but then getting over aggressive, saying, oh, let's defend these turrets. Let's go make every single play that we can, and maybe trying to end the series a little too much, you know? Take it slow, play it out. And it's a long, long day. You don't want to get reverse swept. I understand the need, the feeling that you have to go make a play, but that's what's going to decide this series, is whoever can keep their head in the game better.
Yeah. A test of execution, but also a test of resilience and patience from both teams is required in this last game. Championship to Newark is on the line. And the fact that Golden Guardians have managed to claw their way in games 3 and 4 to make a match point for both teams definitely puts so much nerves here for the members of Team Liquid.
Team Liquid in the advantage, though. They didn't get a ton with the Baron buff. It's going to time out with around 1,000 gold lead, which does include the 1,500 you get right away. So that mid lane play actually meaning that Team Liquid got very little with the help of their Baron buff. Trying to use the last 5 seconds to break this bot turret, but probably will not be able to do so.
Yeah, only just a little chunk on this tower. Rest of Golden Guardians pushing their way through and buying space. Summit has joined the rest of the squad here, whereas Licorice is holding down the fort in the mid lane. APA constantly throwing out these clone recall combos to see if anyone from Golden Guardians will bite or throw out a skill shot just on reaction. So far, it's just so difficult for Golden Guardians to actually bully their way back into the jungle.
Yeah, you can clearly feel them on the defensive right now, trying to protect their jungle. This is a team that ended the regular season first place, tied with Cloud9, ended up losing that tiebreaker, but had a great run at MSI, played in spring finals, had a ton of expectations on them, and it's surprising to see them in the losers bracket on the back foot, maybe not even making it back to the LCS Championship weekend for them. Feels like Team Liquid might be the ones with that story this time around, making the losers bracket run. Shades of DRX Pyosik, the insane run that it took in Summer Split to make the Gauntlet qualification from the LCK. Obviously, Worlds winning that, maybe not immediately on the table for Team Liquid, but it does have that similar energy where Pyosik is able to make things happen with his team and claw all the way to finals weekend.
And it's going to take more than just Pyosik. All 5 members of Team Liquid have to step up here. Summit has been a little bit more threatening on this Gwen now that he's hit 2 items into the game. His third one being a Zhonya is more than likely well underway. APA and Yeon have also found similar moments in this series. A lot to answer for, as this is their first ever LCS playoffs. Their rookie year, coming up through the Team Liquid Challenger developmental system. A lot of trust being put onto these rookies' shoulders to stand up against, as you called it, one of the oldest rosters we have in Golden Guardians, one of the most experienced rosters we have. The fact that they are taking them to Game 5, and now they're on the forefront. It just goes to show how much they have grown, how much they have improved over the course of the summer split.
Super impressive given where they were in spring as well. An extremely inconsistent team who could get leads but almost always found ways to lose them, with Yeon being someone that people had choice words for. And even before this series, Stixxay saying, Yeon's pretty good, you know, he deserves the rookie of the split, he's talented, but he doesn't do enough with a gold lead compared to me, who I think is much better on low resources. And Yeon this time around has the 3 kills in his back pocket. He is the richest member on the side of Team Liquid by almost 1,000 gold. And so if they're able to win, yes, there will be a lot of playmaking from the other people around him, but it'll be Yeon being responsible with that gold, not having that oopsie like he had in game 4 where he's flashing into the middle of 5 people as Ashe.
And Yeon was able to find one moment, the Flash Void Seeker combo onto Stixxay right in the face of huhi just what seems like an eternity ago, but I think it was around 10 minutes ago, as Summit is now burning down this dragon, but there's a ward from Licorice that spots him out.
Yeah, we'll see. Neither team has smite, so Licorice might try to contest this. Doesn't look like he wants to end up in a dragon pit alone with a Gwen, so they'll be giving away the 3rd dragon of the game, maybe. Gori in trouble.
River trying to go for a recall, but now cancels it. He knows that Gori's in trouble. Licorice is forced to teleport. Summit is burning down the dragon. The Pop Blossom follows with a flash. They find Gori, and that's the first reset. Looking for Licorice and River on the back end. Summit now coming in with the teleport as well. huhi plays defense and slows him down with the winner's bite. And Stixxay's now rejoined the fray. River has looped all the way around into the jungle quadrant of Golden Guardians and has a potential window to look for a steal if they burn down the Baron, but Team Liquid, do they even want to start it up, or do they want to continue forcing a fight? Here comes the Magnus Sword Flash! Stixxay is able to arcane shift away. The butcher shot as he looks for another one. Pyosik gets the reset off from the Braum, and CoreJJ falls, but Stixxay's under fire. Summit is looking for the damage. The reset finds another one. Stixxay's gone, and River is just nowhere to be found as his team was collapsed upon before he could do anything about it.
CoreJJ, the veteran, finds the massive turn there to kick that fight off after the pick onto Gori. They find the rest of the members of Golden Guardian, only River and Licorice left alive, but the Baron's gonna be gone too quick for River to come in for the steal. Not gonna happen. 2nd Baron of the game to Team Liquid.
4,500 gold in the lead for Team Liquid. The crowd, the fans of TL erupt into the chants as they can see their favorite team on the cusp of being able to take this game 5.
CoreJJ bouncing back huge. Such a nice engage there, followed up with the rest of the team. You can see it here. Golden Guardians knowing they have to stop this somehow, and he just jumps on the 3-man right out the gate, and they burn down the front line. This is the advantage of not having that other marksman there to DPS. He does end up dropping. Stixxay finishes him off, but that has allowed the rest of the team to find angles onto Stixxay, and some trouble.
Huge pick on the CoreJJ. He doesn't have flash from before. Golden Guardians know this, and then make the punish. Gori looking for the reset, but Yeon tries to use the killer instinct to reposition himself, but multiple flashes from huhi and River punish Yeon for his mispositioning, and Golden Guardians find a huge pick.
Just as I sing his praises, the caster curse comes through out of the replay. CoreJJ drops, and Yeon was cut off as well. The rest of Team Liquid was just not set up. Such a lackadaisical reset after a Baron. Pyosik's in the jungle. Summit's top. APA's bot lane. No one is grouped up, and Golden Guardians pounce on them. How much can they get?
I mean, Team Liquid have the Baron buff on their side, but it's Golden Guardians that are now taking this momentum and pushing into the base. How much more can they get? They are starting to fire, lay siege into the inhibitor tower. Summon a Pyosik. AP is forced to recall. They just lost the inhibitor tower. They're probably losing this inhibitor as well.
Golden Guardians grab the inhibitor, probably going to back off. Respawn's coming through. CoreJJ up 10 more seconds on Yeon.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But still, just another Baron that is going to be put to waste effectively. Only a minute left on it, and his negative 600 gold Baron buff power play means that once again, despite Team Liquid having the good initial first play, here the team is just so disjointed. Everyone's hiding over the wall. So smart. I'll give Golden Guardians credit for that one. That was really, really heads-up play to be camping there. But again, you can just see, you know, APA and Pyosik were not with them, and they were going for a 1-3-1 lane setup, and Golden Guardians jumped the play, find the people in the mid lane, and use that to rush up the mid lane, grab the inhibitor.
An incredible trap sprung by Golden Guardians, not waiting a moment too late. As Licorice is going to spot out CoreJJ, pushing their vision line into the blue buff quadrant. huhi taking up defense here in the mid lane. Another Baron won't be up for quite some time, as there's still a Baron buff on some members of TL for the next 30 seconds.
Big next objective is, of course, the Dragon in a minute and a half. Team Liquid are probably going to be stuck just rotating and maybe grabbing this top outer turret, but then otherwise moving back down to the bot side to set up for that one. Nice stun there by Pyosik.
Licorice getting chunked out, but still taking enough to survive the onslaught. But that tier 2 turret falls to Team Liquid's hands as they're going to look for the reset. Another minute before that Ocean Dragon spawns.
Yep, use the last seconds of the Baron buff to reset, catch the wave that Gori had been splitting away down the bot side. And here we go. This is Soul point for Team Liquid. It is an Ocean Soul. It's not the end of the world if this one goes away, but still a lot of power in Team Liquid's back pocket to make sure that they are able to stay healthier in standoff situations. If you're eating Mystic shots to the head, Braum Qs and whatnot, you'll be able to get topped up a little bit easier.
Tensions at an all-time high for both teams. Team Liquid, Soul Point is in their grasp, but Golden Guardians are the first ones into the river and into the jungle, so they lay down vision first. Team Liquid would have to bully their way through the mid lane and through super minions before they can get into the pit.
APA is off on the flank from the top side, baiting Golden Guardians to run slightly too far up into the mid lane. Might open them up to an angle. Here he goes.
He is sneaking right behind vision lines. He's in fog. Glacial Prison is thrown. APA looking for the pop blossom right onto Stixxay. Can Yeon sync up with him? Yes, he can. The Killer Instinct. It's not enough damage. Pyosik looking for the reset. One more. He finds it onto Stixxay. Yeon and APA may have just synced up the reset for Pyosik to clean up this fight. Yeon is still kiting around River and huhi, but the takes have fallen in their moment of most need, the darkest hour. It is the two rookies that sync up the game-winning play.
The substitute mid laner APA comes up huge with the flank, obliterates the battle lines for Golden Guardians. Doesn't look like it's going to end the game. Instead, it will be Soul grab for Team Liquid. No minion waves to really utilize right away, but another team fight going their way. It feels like everything being equal, both teams picking a moment to fight. Team Liquid is getting the better of them time and time again. It's off the resets Golden Guardians have stayed in this game, but here it is again. Stixxay just nowhere to go, able to jump on top of him and get the plasma stacks for Yeon to go flying in. They didn't kill him that quickly, but again, the battle lines are obliterated, and there's so much damage on the side of Team Liquid's side that even if you kill one person like APA, it doesn't matter that much. Summit can carry, Pyosik can carry, Yeon can carry, and there's only 2 threats on the side of Golden Guardians. So if one of them drops at the start of the fight, they are going to have such a hard time winning it. And there you see APA feeling himself. He's been talking all series long. He's been talking on Twitter. Stixxay had the words, the smallest dog barks the loudest, but there you see APA got his revenge.
I definitely spoke too soon. It looked very momentous for Team Liquid. Definitely not a winning play, but maybe a saving play for Team Liquid, as now they have wrestled their gold lead back to just under 5,000 and the Ocean Soul, which makes it far more difficult to Golden Guardians to bounce back from. But if they did, it would be miraculous.
Golden Guardians want to try and punish them for evacuating the mid lane to get control around the Baron. Will get this one back in Team Liquid's favor. Baron spawns in 10 seconds. Soul on Team Liquid's side, 4,500 gold in Team Liquid's favor. Golden Guardians will need a miracle fight here in order to win the game. They'll need to maintain their battle lines, protect Gori and Stixxay, and make sure no one is able to assassinate them.
I'm with you, Redditors. This game has delivered on the intensity and the just amount of stakes that have been at hold for both of these teams. As a teleport coming in from Summit, trying to pincer onto Golden Guardians. The knockup from Baron dissuades Golden Guardians from being able to sync up. Gori jumps in and tries to blow Summit away with the Buster Shot, trying to kite him out, but he's just gonna get melted by Summit, and Team Liquid have found one carry. Stixxay is out of the fight, firing a True Shot barrage, but the resets come through onto huhi, and it's now 5-on-3 Golden Guardians. It's a tall task to try and look for this Baron re-engage.
Don't think there's any opportunity. Golden Guardians are not even gonna look at the Baron after Gori gets blown up by Summit. The 4-item Gwen absolutely mauls AD carries if you get on top of them. And like you said, the crowd coming alive with chance for Team Liquid, seeing victory on the horizon. Newark, New Jersey on their minds, thinking that this team has such a good chance of making finals weekend if they can just close out this push.
10 seconds left on Gori and huhi. The teleport is coming in. Team Liquid now looking to brute force their way into the Nexus turret. One rapidly falls. The second one could fall just as fast. All 5 members of Golden Guardian just about to spawn. They force the engage on the river. He goes Golden with a stopwatch. Magnastorm keeps a pin. That's one reset, and that's one frontline member down. All the cards are now left onto the members of Golden Guardians to defend this one out, but it's the pop blossom of the Killer Instinct. Yeon and APA clean up the fight. Summit is scissoring them down. The shutdowns. Oh my goodness
Liquid shut the door on the Golden Guardians comeback in a absolutely crazy series, the full 5 games. The remake in Game 5, forcing all the pros to center themselves again, and you can see the exhaustion on some of their faces, the relief to have made it. They have punched their tickets to Worlds, they have punched their tickets to New Jersey, and they've done it.
Heartbroken for the members of Golden Guardians as they are not able to get over the finish line with that reverse sweep, but you cannot help but be happy for Team Liquid. They fought through so much in a disappointing spring split, 8th place finish. They bounce back in summer. They make a substitute change in the mid lane, bringing up rookie APA in his first year of challengers. Gets promoted to the mid lane, steps up, syncs up with Rookie of the Year in Yeon for game-winning plays, finding the flanks on the Stixxay.
The 2 rookies coming up absolutely huge, like you said, the rapid career growth from these 2 to make Worlds in their rookie split is incredible. But it was a full team effort. Summit 4-1-7 in that final game on Gwen, being an absolute beast, getting his revenge on Licorice, who got the better of him the first time around. The 2 world champions. Pyosik has made it back to the world stage, but first he'll have to go to New Jersey and continue his fight for his title in North America and for CoreJJ. Some of the criticism that's come his way in recent years, people questioning if he's all that, the best support in North America, and he's making his case again.
Yeah, absolute elation across all members of Team Liquid. As you said, CoreJJ, redemption arc in the making to bounce back to the form that he once had on this Team Liquid roster. Pyosik returning. This will be his first LCS regional finals, but stepping up and answering a lot of the criticism that they had. Summit, this is his first ever regional finals appearance in any league within his entire career. And all comes down to this last push that Team Liquid had in the base of GG.
Yeah, the respawn timers were so long at this point. Gori just comes up by the time he gets there. River's already dead, and knowing it's a 4v5, knowing how much damage they had, Team Liquid just charged forward. A couple kills come back their way for Golden Guardians, but it's too little too late, and it is a shocking end to the season for Golden Guardians, who had their best regular season ever, finally broke the curse, getting over 500 win rate record, and then most surprisingly to be tied at the end of the regular season for first place with Cloud9, to then lose back, or to lose 2 best of 5s and just leave before finals weekend. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, what a whirlwind of a series. Emotional roller coaster on both sides. And I just have to say, now that it's to the end of the series, regardless of what the outcome was going to be, I just wanted to, coming from the challenger scene, I'm so proud of Yeon and APA for all the strides that they have made. It is such a long grind, knowing Yeon since his days as Akinoki on 100 Thieves Next, the first ever amateur affiliated team, and APA as well, knowing him since 2019 as taking a look at the playoff bracket. TL will now have a rematch against NRG in the lower finals in Newark, New Jersey.
Trying to get the revenge for putting them in the losers bracket in the first place. And I gotta say, this is a different Team Liquid than the one that lost to NRG. APA in particular had a rough series there, but has clearly leveled up throughout playoffs. We'll have to see if he can get his revenge on Palafox, who was able to beat him up in that lane phase.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the series. We'll be joining Gabby and Team Liquid on stage for a Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you so much, Raafaa. What a day. Congratulations, Team Liquid. I have Dodo here along with the majority of Team Liquid. I know you informed me that Summit was not feeling well during Game 5, so he actually went to rest. I hope he feels better. But what a series we just had. CoreJJ, I want to come to you first as kind of the veteran of this squad. Okay. Can you just digest those 5 games, remake and all in game number 5?
We kind of played the game 6 games. We were pretty exhausted, but I'm really proud every team, every staff, like, didn't lose any energy to win, and then we made it.
I know that takes a lot of work to keep the energy up. Yeon, it seemed like you had your own way of doing so in Game 5, playing some, my brain is, rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors with the audience, then flashing forward for some massive plays immediately after. How did you stay connected?
Which one are you talking about, the Ash one or the Kai'Sa one?
I'm talking about the Kai'Sa play.
Oh, the Kai'Sa, okay, cool. Yeah, during Game 5 is pause. I was really bored, so I was like, I need to keep my energy up before I fall asleep. So I was just trying to do something fun. Then I played him, and then I lost.
Noob.
Oh, usually I win. Usually I win rock paper scissors, but today I had no luck in that.
I asked Licorice if he wanted to play, but he declined. He was scared.
Oh, wait, so who were you playing it with? Because you're looking at the audience, but you're trying to get Licorice.
One with me and then one with the audience member he did.
I was just trying to get anyone to do it with me.
So initiated by Team Liquid. Definitely a good way to try and keep yourself, not getting in your own head. I know that, Yeon, you are new to this as the Rookie of the Year. I want to get your thoughts, and then APA's as well, just on keeping locked in and getting to go to New Jersey for the championship finals weekend. What are you both thinking on that?
It'd be fun to play in a big arena for once, especially because, well, we both haven't played in a big arena yet, but our teammates have, so it'd be very fun to do that.
Yeah, first time, right, ABA?
It would definitely be really fun. Like, just going to New Jersey for League and then, like Yeon said, playing in a massive arena. Like, hearing the crowd here was nice, but I can only imagine how the crowd would be in New Jersey.
Yeah, no. New Jersey's going to be popping for sure. And it's been so accelerated from you going from collegiate to challengers and now to this stage. It feels like you got over a lot of nerves kind of series to series a bit. How do you feel that you leveled up as an individual? Because you had a lot of pressure to do so in these.
I mean, looking back at the start of playoffs, the energy series, I definitely had a lot of nerves. I also just played like a pig, to be honest. And then, like, I got over the nerves, and then we talked a lot about it with Viego and Pyosik about like playing like mid-jungle support trio, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's been going good so far.
Yeah, going good so far indeed to get the win here in Game 5. I want to talk to Pyosik and then CoreJJ again as well. Feels like a long time ago, but Pyosik, you actually got the first jungler pentakill in LCS history and the first for Team Liquid ever. How do you think that you played today?
일단 팀 리퀴드랑 이제 LCS에서 정글러로서 첫 펜타킬을 드셨는데 좀 이제 어떻게 기분이 드시는지 그리고 오늘 시리즈 어떻게 플레이하신 것 같은지.
뭔가 제가 LCK에서도 그 정글러가 펜타를 2번밖에 안 했는데 그중 한 명이 저였는데 LCS에서 일단 첫 펜타를 가져간 게 너무 좋고요. 그리고 이번 시리즈 하면서 그냥 상대 너무 긴장한 게 느껴져가지고 게임 쉽겠다 했는데 5세트, 6세트까지 가니까 너무 좀 피곤했던 것 같아요.
Yeah, so there's only 2 junglers in LCK as well who got a pentakill, and one of them is me as well. So getting an LCS feels really nice too. And as for the series today, when I was playing, it felt like the enemy was feeling a little bit frightened. They weren't playing really well, so it felt like I was playing really well. But going to Game 5 and Game 6, it was kind of exhausting. But it was good.
And they did have reason to be scared because you actually got player of the series off of that performance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I also know, Pyosik, that you are no stranger to kind of massive runs at Worlds. You had to play a lot of games to be able to win it all. Now you're making a lower bracket run through the LCS to try and get a title. How do you feel that experience with so much pressure helps you in these playoff situations?
그리고 이제 표직 선수가 이제 아래쪽에서부터 치고 올라오는 경험을 해보셨잖아요. 이제 롤드컵에서도 그렇고 이제 지금 저희 LCS에서 이제 또 아래쪽 브래켓에 가서 계속 이제 치고 올라오고 있는데 그 경험이 얼마나 도움이 되시는 것 같은지.
아래쪽에서 올라오는 게 마음고생이 되게 엄청나게 심하긴 하는데 그래도 뭔가 저희 팀이 잘한다는 그 믿음을 가지고 하면은 경험치를 많이 먹을 수 있는 거기 때문에 역으로 되게 마음고생은 심하지만 할 만한 것 같아요.
Yeah, so going from the lower bracket, it takes a lot of toll on my mentality and as a team, but at the same time, we could gain a lot of experience going through the lower bracket. So if the teammates has trust and we can improve, I think even though it's hard, but I think it's worth it.
I feel like at the center of that team trust, CoreJJ, you're always there in the conversation. APA was just talking about how you're all syncing on the game plan. A lot of pressure on Team Liquid this year, finishing 8th in spring, to come now, guarantee a spot in that top 3 at Worlds, guarantee a performance in that championship finals weekend. What has that been like you as this kind of leader of the squad to be able to keep everyone through?
Sometimes I feel obviously really bad when our team is not doing well. I feel like responsibility for us not doing well. But I'm really happy that entire team leveled up really high, really hard, and then they hit when it really matters.
When it matters, you're showing up as a squad. You do know who your next opponent is going to be, APA. Thoughts on energy waiting for you in that Saturday matchup?
I think the energy series is actually pretty close. Last time we played them, and I think we're an entirely different team now. So I think we're gonna shit on them.
All right, I'm definitely looking forward to watching that match. Before we go, Yeon, words for the fans that stuck it out throughout all 6 games, who will be cheering for you in New Jersey as well.
Thanks to all the fans, and we're going to bring you another title. Thanks, Honda.
Thank you, Honda.
Thank you.
Right here.
Thank you, Honda.
I know Ben is very happy about that one. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on the stage. Dodo as well for assisting here with translation. That does it. We actually made it to the end of the day. What do you know? And let's go ahead and head on over to Lounge to break it all down.
Congrats to TL. Ben has these players trained.
Yes, he does.
Let me tell you, they're so good.
When I was doing a stage interview the last time they won,
Yeah.
it was both Ben and Spawn. They were like, remember to thank Honda.
I can see him in my mind like a stage mom just sitting there like in the front row.
The glare.
Congrats to TL. What an amazing story. Let's pull up our Samsung SSD Fast 5 for this week. We'll see. I'm sure there's at least one. Yep. Jungle level 6 time, Pyosik. I want to talk about Pyosik a little
Let's
bit
do it.
because we talked about the jungle matchup going into this. We're like, it's going to be River, it's going to be Gori, there's going to be parties in mid. Pyosik really showed up, and not just in a carry performance. Like we obviously saw all the resets on Viego, but his ability to actually affect his lanes early, I thought was really good. It showed this kind of increased understanding of where he needs to be in relation to the rest of the team that we've kind of been seeing through their run. And I thought his performance was great today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we started this season talking about how River and Gori's mid-jungle was superior to most. And that was the thing that like we were highlighting coming into today's game. And it was Pyosik and APA that outdid both of them. Pyosik, for sure, you're right. He's the one that we should be delivering the praise to because he ended up getting the player of the series for a reason. APA clutched up at the end.
Yep.
And even in his loss on the Ahri game, looked really good up until like some mistakes. He is somebody that has been leveling up, honestly, pretty quickly. And you have to give credit for him and his mental throughout the entirety of it. So a lot of credit to them as a team, and congratulations making it to that next stage.
Yep, and a reminder, Samsung has partnered with Sleeper and Fantasy LCS. You can earn bonus points each week for drafting the fastest performers. So congrats to those who earned bonus points this week. Plus, use code SSD990 LCS through August 20th to get 10% off 990 Pro 1 and 2 terabyte SSDs. And now it's time. We talked about Pyosik, we talked about APA. They mentioned it on the stage.
Yep, they already.
It's Pyosik.
Yep.
Yeah, they spoiled it for us.
They already
We were
spoiled
supposed
it.
to
Look, it
reveal
happens.
this. It does happen. Once again, what a great picture from him too. What a great personality.
He's riding that TL horse all the way to Korea.
At the beginning of the at the beginning of the thing, we saw him punching the old GG thing.
True.
Going to that. So we'll look at some highlights from Pyosik here.
Yeah, I mean, the iconic pick for him that was winning him a lot of these games were his Viego. And even though the casters, us, even MNS, when we were talking about it, didn't favor their drafts, it's the players that are handling the picks that matter most. And if he's comfortable with it and he's making it work, there are multiple times where Golden Guardians were making the march into the base throughout the series, and it was his Viego that kept them in it. The pentakill is one thing, yes, that was a big one. The clutch plays later on in team fights when Golden Guardians had leads was another one. And also, 6 games, while you're in a reverse sweep situation, it's very easy to start to break down, and they did not do that.
Let me talk. This man has unshakable mental. He had, like, at Worlds, right? You can say his performance was varied, let's just say. Even in the Worlds Finals, right? He had one really good game. He would have one really not so great game. And then he just recovers, right? With the rest of DRX. So I think it's a credit to Pyosik, his mental, the fact that they are now looking poised to with this rematch with NRG, very hungry, like we talked about. APA having improved not only his synergy with Pyosik, but just kind of shaken off a lot of those nerves. What a great story.
CoreJJ making it back to the finals.
Yeah,
weekend, too.
exactly.
It's
going to be great to see. Right now, though, we are going to see what Mark and Treats have to say about this week and today for This or That.
Welcome back to This or That with neither Kobe nor Jat. It's two people with Z's randomly at the end of their name. How's it going, Treats?
Good, good. That was a banger series. 6 games. Game 5 delivered. Some good stuff.
Absolutely great stuff. Let's get into it. It's presented by Verizon. You know how the show works, right?
I have seen it, yes. I have seen it.
Okay, great. So then, first question. Is there a Berserker Player of the Week bias? Yes, other pros have been robbed. No, he's just that good.
This one is easy. No, he's just that good. I mean, he's just the GOAT. He's just honestly a step ahead of everyone. I think even on most roles, not only AD carry, he's insane.
Yeah, I think like MVP, I was talking to Sven about this, about like you can debate meta-wise who gets MVP, but I think skill-wise, he is clearly maybe the best player in the LCS, and that's why he tends to pick these up, especially in postseason where he doesn't seem to make too many mistakes.
Agreed.
That's an easy one. All right, hopefully these get a little bit harder because that's the easiest one. All right, are NRG overperforming in playoffs, finally playing to their potential?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
It also got a lot harder because they got 0-3 by C9.
Yeah, if they won a few games there, you would definitely say that they are playing to their potential. I wouldn't say that they're overperforming though, so I'd probably say it's more likely that they're playing to their potential. But I think we'll have to see on the next series if this is true or not, because I think it's a bit shaky.
Yeah, I lean that way because they have made it to the top half of the LCS in 3 straight regular seasons. It was about time they won a playoff series that was a little contentious, and you know, I think it says that that is their level. It's just sometimes they also dip below their level against teams that are below their level. They play to the enemy's level.
Yeah, we 2-0 them, so.
There you go. I mean, you guys are great, though. Best bot lane in the LCS.
True.
All right, Tarek is good or a CoreJJ special?
This
is your answer. I'm just going to copy your homework.
It's not good. It's a CoreJJ special, and I think he overpicks it sometimes. I mean, he's really good on Tarek, but I think he just thinks the jump's fun sometimes, probably.
Maybe they're asking about arena mode. They didn't clarify. This is from
if
Discord.
It's arena, it's OP for sure. Sleeper OP.
Yeah. This is by Discord, by the way. Some people had some questions, so go ahead and join the LCS Discord if you ever want to try and get on this or that. We'll move right along. Which is Team Liquid's playoff MVP? Ooh, this is hard.
I mean, AP had really clutch late games. I think his lane was still this or that. I think Pyosik pretty solid. Summit in most of the games also was really good. I would definitely say after today's series, Pyosik was the clear contender for playoffs MVP so far for TL.
Aside from that Ash game, though, Yeon was pretty good as well.
True.
CoreJJ, they feel like
all of them up.
Yeah, they're a really well-balanced team. Let's get 2 more monitors so we can debate all 5. Of the playoffs thus far, I think it is Summit. He's gotten a couple of the player of the series, and even in this one, he did play very well, especially in Game 5 on the Gwen.
Yeah, he popped off, actually, yeah. True.
All right, we're going with Summit. We're agreeing a lot, I just realized. I'll try and argue with you about something. Which finals competitor would you rather have as a party member in Baldur's Gate 3?
I haven't played it yet. I've seen a bit of it. I'm just rating the cosplays here.
I'll give you some help, which is like the characters in this game have their own personalities, and they will sometimes just decide things kind of for you.
Okay.
Like 2 of my party members tried to kill each other at night one time. So for that reason, I actually don't want Fudge. He has too loud of a personality. When I'm playing, I don't want someone in my party who like overpowers my decisions.
I see. So okay. Maybe then Summit would be a good choice. He looks like kind of like a model in that picture, I'm not gonna lie.
Summit would probably be pretty chill to play with. He probably is just gonna
He's just gonna be on his island doing something.
He's a barbarian just bonking on things. He doesn't want to think too hard, just roll some dice. I'll go Dokla though. I bet he'd be pretty good at the roleplay side of it. So
okay.
I'll go Dokla, you go Summit there. Disagreement, look.
Perfect.
Who faces Cloud9 on Sunday? Ooh.
This is a spicy one, because I feel like Energy didn't really give everything they had against C9. I feel like they're not happy with their series. Meanwhile, TL won 3 games, and 2 of their drafts I thought were losing, so they kind of overperformed according to my expectations. I think I'd have to say TL though, because I think they played a really solid GG as well, and they actually came out on top.
It's hard to know because Team Liquid, I agree with what APA said, leveled up a lot over the course of their losers bracket run. Like he got slammed by Palafox on both sides of Jace Trist. I just don't think they're gonna do that again, and they have like his Neeko comps and these other things. On the flip side for NRG, they did also beat Golden Guardians. They beat them 3-1.
True.
Technically more convincing,
That's
but then they got slammed by C9. How much do you read into a C9 slam, though?
I mean, Yeah, C9 definitely slammed them, but also TL has an extra series now, and they're coming in fresh to the next one, so I think they might have momentum on their side as well, so I would definitely go TL still.
All right, I'm going to go NRG. I think the C9 noise is just everyone loses to C9. Even the team that's supposed to beat C9 will sometimes lose. But that's going to do it for us on This or That. Send us your suggestions in the LCS Discord. Now, it's time to close out the show with the bracket. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. And there you go, that losers bracket run.
Yeah, I mean, it's just New York TL versus NRG. Winner goes to the grand finals versus C9.
So they have played 17 games, almost a whole regular season again for Team Liquid here over the course of 3 weeks thus far. They played 4 in the upper bracket, 2 4-game series, and a 5-game series. So they've played a lot of games, to your point about kind of improving.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to have a lot more practice. Obviously, stage games are very different to scrims. Maybe NRG has played a lot of scrims, but they just got 3-0'd and then they just go back to scrimming. Meanwhile, TL has played 5 games on stage the week before, so I think it's definitely to their favor.
Is that what the remake was about? Get a little bit more stage practice?
I mean, that would be kind of smart if that's the case. I respect it.
Know how to abuse that bug. Anyways, that's going to do it for us here. We will be back next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, so 2 hours earlier than usual in Newark for Championship Weekend in a TL versus NRG rematch. We'll see you guys there. You just still probably on Twitch unless you're attending in person.
There's things flying.
With a trip to Newark and a guaranteed spot at Worlds on the line, will Golden Guardians make another lower bracket run, or will it be Team Liquid continuing their summer surge? Let's get this show on the road.
Ref, do you play League?
I do.
What do you play?
I'm a support.
Oh.
Or a Heimerdinger main.
Oh, God.
Take your poison.
Oh, God. That's enough out of you, Ref.
천천히 봐봐. 니코 플래시. 니코. 아니야, 니코. 이산대 오케이. 나이스. 컴버 2 세컨드. 니코. 안 죽여. 얘도 죽여. 상태. 야, 비트.
Awesome, multiple members knocked up. Can they find the reset? Pyosik is burning down River with the equalizer in the burning on River, and now he's the Maokai. Can he look for another reset here? He has to join up and link up with APA. Oh my goodness, over the wall, triple kill up Gori and huhi are in his sights. He's looking for another one.
하나 봐. 가만히. 나이스. 죽여. 캐나이. 탱. 나이스.
Another flank, right onto the backline. Stixxay's completely isolated off. Equalizer's burning, but it's not enough damage. Pyosik has found his resets once again, and the rest of Golden Guardians, their core has been shattered.
On repeat, we don't have to do anything different than what we did last game. We just have to team fight. We just have to team fight a little better.
We can fight. Neeko here.
Viego. Jax.
Viego.
Yeah, you have to kill Jax. No E. Nice. Okay.
Nice shot.
Thank God.
There's a looming flank in the works. huhi looking for the flash. Grand entrance running to Pyosik. Can he not find the reset? He gets stunned. Golden Guardians take out the light that Team Liquid were looking for, and they aced them.
Fighting top. Okay. No flash.
Nice.
Let's go.
huhi looking for Yeon, and the last respite is popped in time, but can Yeon reposition himself? He's brought over the wall by Licorice, and Gori finds the killing blow. The rest of Team Liquid are forced to scatter. They're on the run, but Golden Guardians have no mercy for them.
Turn to flash. Hitting front.
Tristana here.
Hitting front. Cover Kai'Sa. Fight together.
Go mid.
All the cars are now left onto the members of Golden Guardians to defend this one out, but it's a pop blossom of the killer instinct. Yeon and APA clean up the fight. Summon is scissoring them down. The shutdowns. Oh my goodness, Team Liquid!
End the game. End the game. End.